Tonight we have Kanye West, the Democratic nominee, with Kris Jenner as his vice president, and they are running against the incumbent president, Donald Trump, and his vice president, Mike Pence. Here is our Fox News prediction. As you can see they predict that President Trump will win in an ultimate landslide, even flipping back many states that are reliably blue. Here is a CNN prediction that is probably a little bit more realistic, with him still being able to win reliably blue states like Illinois and Washington and New York and New Jersey. And here's the MSNBC prediction, which is the most liberal prediction, as you can see, winning all of the states that Hillary Clinton won in 2016, but he still would not be elected president. He would still fall 2 electoral votes short of hitting that magic 270. Here are polling averages. For California, Kanye West is up by 7. Colorado, Trump is up by 3. Connecticut and Delaware, West is up by 2. In Florida, Trump is up by 5. In Illinois, West is up by 4. In Maine, West is up by 1. In Michigan, Trump is up by 4. In Minnesota, Trump is up by 1. In Nevada and New Hampshire, Trump is up by 2. In New Jersey, West is up by 3. In New Mexico, Trump is up by 5. In Ohio, Trump is up by 8. In Oregon, West is up by 2. In Pennsylvania, Trump is up by 4. In Rhode Island, West is up by 2. In Virginia, Trump is up by 2. In Washington State, West is up by 3. In Wisconsin, Trump is up by 5. In Vermont, West is up by 6. And in Massachusetts, West is up by 5. Here is the most realistic prediction of how this election will turn out, based on the averages of all the polling. This would make President Trump reelected with 354 electoral votes to 184 for Kanye West. With the unpopularity of both candidates, there will likely be a relatively low voter turnout, in addition to many write-ins and many voting third party. This is a map of the states, and you can see the red states are states that are likely to go to President Trump. The pink states are states that are leaning towards President Trump. The light blue states are states that are leaning towards Kanye West, and the blue states are those that will likely go to Kanye West. Currently, President Trump has a 92% chance of being reelected, with Kanye West having an 8% chance of winning. Now is the time for our 7 p.m. poll closings. We can project President Trump will win the state of Kentucky with its 8 electoral votes. He will win the state of Indiana with its 11 electoral votes. Kanye West will win the state of Vermont with its 3 electoral votes. President Trump will win the state of South Carolina and its 9 electoral votes, as well as West Virginia and its 5 electoral votes. And we can make an early call out of Georgia for President Trump with 16 electoral votes. Now time for our 8 p.m. poll closings. We can right now project Kanye West will take 2 out of Maine's 4 electoral votes. The other 2 are too early to call. He will also take Massachusetts with its 11 electoral votes. He will also take Maryland with its 10 electoral votes. And he will take the District of Columbia with its 3 electoral votes. President Trump will take the state of Tennessee with its 11 electoral votes. He will also carry Alabama in its 9 electoral votes. And he will carry Mississippi with its 6 electoral votes. you can see right now, this is Connecticut, Delaware, New Jersey, and Rhode Island, indicating the percentage of the vote that has already come in. As you can see, Kanye West is doing very well in all 4 of these states, yet we do not have enough information at this time to make a projection. As you can see, in all of these states, he is doing very well, perhaps better than expected, but again, we do not have, it's still too early to call. We do not have a projection to make. We can now project Kanye West will win the state of Illinois with its 20 electoral votes. Another key race alert. As you can see right now, it is too early to call in many states that are reliably Democratic. Right now, Kanye West is at 49 and President Trump is at 75. We now have another projection to make. We are now able to say that Kanye West will win the state of Connecticut with its 7 electoral votes. He will also win the state of New Jersey with its 14 electoral votes. Now time for our 9 p.m. poll closings. We can easily project Kanye West will win New York with its 29 electoral votes. He will also win the state of Louisiana. President Trump will win the state of Louisiana with its 8 electoral votes. We can make a call out of Texas that President Trump will win it with its 38 electoral votes. He will win Arkansas as well with its 6 electoral votes. He will also win Missouri with its 10 electoral votes. He will win Kansas with its 6 electoral votes. President Trump will also win the state of Oklahoma with its 7 electoral votes. We can now project that President Trump will win the state of Nebraska and all 5 of its electoral votes. Now the state of South Dakota, we can project President Trump will win it with its 3 electoral votes. He will also win North Dakota with its 3 electoral votes. And President Trump will carry the state of Wyoming with its 3 electoral votes. We are now able to make a call out of the state of Delaware for Kanye West with 3 electoral votes. And we can now call the state of North Carolina for President Trump with its 15 electoral votes. We also now are able to project that Kanye West will win the state of Rhode Island with its 4 electoral votes. Now time for our 10 p.m. poll closings. We can project President Trump will take the state of Montana with its 3 electoral votes. He will also win Utah with its 6 electoral votes. We can make an early call out of the state of Arizona with its 11 electoral votes for President Trump. Time for another key race alert. As you can see, wow, Kanye West is well outperforming his expectations with nearly 3/4 of the vote in these states. Only in Florida is he ever so slightly leading. And it is still too early to call. Right now, Kanye West is at 107, and President Trump is at 205. We can now make another projection. We can now call the state of Ohio for President Trump with its 18 electoral votes. Now time for our 11 p.m. poll closings on the West Coast. We can project Kanye West will win his home state of California with its 55 electoral votes. He will also carry the Aloha state, Hawaii, with its 4 electoral votes. President Trump, he will win the state of Idaho with its 4 electoral votes. Time for another key race alert. Florida, New Hampshire, Pennsylvania, and Virginia. We got 80% of the voting in Virginia, 82% in Florida. President Trump is still well underperforming the polls, and Kanye West is well overperforming the polls. This is not what anyone expected. We did not expect the night to turn out this way. It is still too close to call in all of these states. Take a look at Colorado, New Mexico. Kanye West is leading, 2 states he was not expected to win. In Oregon and Washington, it is still too early to call, but he has comfortable leads in both of them. States that were leading in his column tonight, Oregon and Washington. If the rate keeps up, he will likely win them, and he will likely sweep the West Coast. Now, Minnesota and Wisconsin. Wow, Kanye West is ahead in Minnesota. He is also outperforming his expectations there. The state of Wisconsin, he is even winning there. And a state that was expected to go to President Trump by 5 points is now going for Kanye West, with just 2/3 of the voting. We can now make another projection. We can now say that Kanye West will win the state of New Hampshire. With its 4 electoral votes, he will win all of New England, something we didn't even think he would be able to do, in spite of it being one of the most progressive regions of our nation. As you can see now, many states are still too close to call. Kanye West is shockingly ahead in all of these states he was not expected to be ahead in. He is at 170 to President Trump's 221. From the Trump campaign, it is still early in the night. They are not giving up hope yet. But Kanye West, again, is doing much better than expectations. Another projection to make. We can project President Trump will win the state of Iowa with its 6 electoral votes. The Hawkeye state will go to President Trump, 6 electoral votes. That brings President Trump up to 227, to Kanye West's 170. Wow, he is still leading in Minnesota, but President Trump has taken a slim lead in Wisconsin. We now have another projection to make. Kanye West will win a state he was not expected to win. That is New Mexico, with its 5 electoral votes. And he will also win the state of Washington with its 12 electoral votes. It's still too close to call. Kanye West is now at 187 electoral votes. Right now, Trump supporters are in disbelief, and however, they are still hopeful with him taking the lead in Wisconsin. Although we do not know how long the lead in Wisconsin will last, as there are a lot of outstanding urban precincts in Milwaukee that have yet to report. Time for another key race alert. 92% of the vote is in, and Kanye West has held his lead in Virginia all night. 86% in Pennsylvania, and he's held on to his lead in Pennsylvania all night. This is not something we expected. Another projection. We can now project that Kanye West will win the state of Oregon with its 7 electoral votes, meaning he will sweep the West Coast. And we can project he will win the state of Virginia with its 13 electoral votes. A state that will go Democratic now for the 4th year in a row. Another one of Maine's electoral votes we can now project will go to Kanye West, giving him 3 out of the 4 with just 1 too close to call. As you can see, Kanye West has reattained his lead in the Badger State, also known as Wisconsin, and now he has broken the 200 barrier. He is 207 electoral votes to President Trump's 227. Now time for our 1 a.m. poll closing. We can now project President Trump will win the state of Alaska with its 3 electoral votes. President Trump was well expected to win the state, and he has done so. The state of Alaska, the last frontier, will go to Donald Trump. We can now project that Kanye West will win the state of Colorado with its 9 electoral votes, a state that he was not expected to win. And we can now say that Kanye West will win the state of Pennsylvania, a shock to many residents of the Keystone State, and he will take 20 electoral votes from Pennsylvania. This puts him at 236 electoral votes, President Trump's 230. Florida is still too close to call, as is Wisconsin, Minnesota, Nevada, and one of Maine's congressional districts. Minnesota and Wisconsin 80% in, 83% respectively. Kanye West has regained his lead in Wisconsin and held his lead in Minnesota, and is still too early to call, rather too close to call. Time for another projection. We can now project that Kanye West will win the state of Michigan with its 18 electoral votes. And he will win the state of Minnesota with its 10 electoral votes. That puts him at 262 to President Trump's 230. Time for another key race alert. In the state of Florida, 96% is in, and President Trump still has a slim lead. While in Wisconsin, 88% in, Kanye West has a 1-point lead. For another projection. We can now project that Kanye West will win the state of Nevada with its 6 electoral votes. Right next to his home state of California, home of Las Vegas, Sin City, Kanye West will win that state with its 6 electoral votes. Kanye West is 2 electoral votes shy of being elected President of the United States. This is not anything that anyone could have imagined in the beginning of the night, or even as little as a few hours ago. He has well overperformed polling expectations. The polls got it very wrong again this time. People at the Trump campaign are shocked. They do not listen. It is just surreal. Many Trump supporters think they are still dreaming. They don't know how this could be real. They are pinching themselves and hoping they will wake up, but the reality is that Kanye West very well might be the next president of the United States. Wow, 98% in, and President Trump is still ahead in Florida. While in Wisconsin, we have 93% in, and Kanye West is still ahead. Another projection out of the state of Florida we can now make. With 98% of the vote in, we can make a projection out of the Sunshine State. A little bit of a sunshine making a silver lining in the current situation. We can now call the state of Florida for President Trump with its 29 electoral votes. A state he won in 2016, home of Mar-a-Lago, his second home. He will win it again this year with 29 electoral votes by a paper-thin margin. It all boils down to the Badger State, Wisconsin that is. Still too close to call. We got 95% of the vote in, and Kanye West is still leading in the state of Wisconsin. Time for another projection. We can now project Kanye West will become the next president of the United States. With 96% of the vote in Wisconsin, we can now make the call that he will win the state of Wisconsin with its 10 electoral votes, and he will be the next president of the United States. Kanye West, elected president, something many of us could never have imagined earlier in the night, let alone months ago. He will become the next president of the United States, and Kim Kardashian will now be known as First Lady Kim Kardashian. He and Kim Kardashian will be arriving shortly for him to give his victory speech, along with Kris Jenner, his mother-in-law, who will be his vice president. President Trump will be speaking in the morning, where he will likely give a concession speech. There is no word yet on whether or not he has called Kanye to concede, but we do know that he will be speaking in New York at 9 a.m. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.